third clocks seemed to be slightly smaller and had similar but somewhat different mechanisms. The final Harrison clock, and reputedly the best performer, was completely different from the others. It resembled an overgrown pocket watch, perhaps 5 or 6 inches in diameter and 2 inches deep in a silver case. Each element was impeccably crafted, giving the impression of being created by a jeweler rather than by a carpenter. After leaving the museum, I walked across the street, through the park, and up the hill to Flamsteed House, the observatory designed by Sir Christopher Wren in 1675. King Charles II had ordered the observatory to be built to improve marine navigation and find out the so much desired longitude at sea for perfecting the art of navigation. He named John Flamsteed his first Astronomer Royal the same year. The observatory is the location of the prime meridian. An imaginary plane passing through the observatory and through the Earth's north and south poles will cleave Earth precisely into eastern and western hemispheres. The observatory also serves as the base for Greenwich Mean Time, and hence is the location where each day, year, and the century begins. At some point, Harrison's chronometers were moved from the museum across the street, through the park, and up the hill to the observatory. It is ironic for the clocks, at the time of this writing, to reside in the laboratory of the clock's greatest critics, the astronomers. The history of an observatory constructed to solve the problem of determining the longitude is fascinating. The chronometers were also constructed to solve the problem of determining longitude, and to me, they are even more fascinating. Over the years, I have returned to Greenwich 4 more times to visit them and pay my respects. Required by my career field to master aerial and space navigation, I became fascinated with the history of marine navigation. I learned that after Columbus's return from his first Atlantic crossing, a tremendous jurisdictional dispute over newly discovered lands erupted between Spain and Portugal, the 2 most powerful maritime rivals in Europe. Pope Alexander VI issued the Bull of Demarcation in settlement. With aloof equanimity, His Holiness drew a meridian line from north to south on a chart of the great ocean, 100 leagues west of the Azores. He assigned all lands west of the line, discovered or undiscovered, to Spain, and all the lands to the east to Portugal. It was masterful diplomacy, particularly when no one knew where the line fell. The early ship captains understood the meaning of latitude and could measure it in the northern hemisphere by the elevation of the North Star above the horizon. However, none understood longitude. Magellan's scribe, Pigafetta, wrote, "The captain spends many hours studying the problem of the longitude, but the pilots content themselves with knowledge of the latitude and are so proud of themselves they will not speak of the longitude." My search for how this navigation problem was solved led inevitably to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of John Harrison. As an avid student of the successes and travails of Harrison, I found that longitude provided details and relationships previously undiscovered. Those unfamiliar with this unique slice of history will be treated to a fascinating tale of a remarkable achievement in timekeeping and navigation. Those who are knowledgeable about the subject will, I suspect, find some delightful surprises.
1. Imaginary lines. When I'm playful, I use the meridians of longitude and parallels of latitude for a seine, and drag the Atlantic Ocean for whales. Mark Twain, Life on the Mississippi. Once on a Wednesday excursion when I was a little girl, my father bought me a beaded wire ball that I loved. At a touch, I could collapse the toy into a flat coil between my palms.